What if I told you that one of Hollywood's most hypnotic actresses has spent her entire life feeling like she doesn't belong anywhere? Not in Argentina, where she was born, not in England, where she grew up, not in America, where she became famous. And here's the part that should make every casting director lose sleep, not even in her own body. Anya Taylor-Joy has described herself as feeling like an alien for as long as she can remember. And honestly, after going deep into her psychology, I don't think she's being dramatic. I think she's being more honest than most celebrities ever dare to be. I'm your host. I just graduated with a psychology degree, and I am absolutely not going to waste it on a 9 to 5. Instead, I'm going to psychoanalyze famous people on the internet. You're welcome. Today, we're doing Anya Taylor-Joy, actress, fashion icon, and genuinely one of the most psychologically fascinating people in the public eye right now. Buckle up. This one goes deep. Let's start with the foundation, because you cannot understand Anya without understanding her childhood, and her childhood was, to put it clinically, a lot. She was born in Miami in 1996. Her father is Argentine-Scottish, her mother is English-Spanish. The family moved to Buenos Aires when she was very young, then relocated to London when she was around 6. So right from the start, she is a child who doesn't fit neatly into any single cultural box. She speaks Spanish. She thinks in English. She looks like neither the British kids at school nor the Argentine kids she left behind. Anya has said in multiple interviews that she didn't speak English fluently when she first arrived in London. She was essentially a foreigner in what was supposed to be her new home. She was bullied badly. She has described being completely isolated, eating lunch alone, spending years on the outside of social groups that didn't want her. Developmental psychologists will tell you that the ages between 6 and 12 are absolutely critical for identity formation. This is when children are building their internal narrative. Who am I? Where do I belong? What does the world think of me? When those years are defined by rejection and isolation, it tends to produce one of two outcomes. Either a person collapses inward and becomes avoidant and withdrawn for life, or they develop an extraordinarily rich inner world as a survival mechanism, a parallel reality they can retreat into, a place where they are the hero of the story, not the weird kid who eats alone. Anya did the second one, spectacularly. She started modeling at 16. Almost by accident, she was scouted on the street. And then at 19, she landed the lead role in The Witch, a period horror film where she plays a Puritan girl who may or may not be making a deal with the devil. Critics were stunned. This was not a typical debut performance. It was raw, it was unsettling. It was someone who looked completely comfortable inhabiting psychological extremes. Why? I'd argue it's because Anya had spent her entire childhood living inside her head. She already knew what dissociation felt like. She already knew what it meant to perform a version of yourself for an audience that might reject you. Acting for her wasn't a stretch. It was basically just doing what she'd been doing at school since she was 6, except now people were paying her and calling her a genius. This is actually a pattern you see in a lot of actors who come from outsider childhoods. The performance becomes the coping mechanism long before it becomes the career. Let's talk about the eyes, because we have to talk about the eyes. Anya Taylor-Joy has what can only be described as an unusual face. Her eyes are set wide apart. Her features are angular. Her gaze is, there is genuinely no other word for it, otherworldly. She has leaned into this fully. She's called herself alien-like in interviews. She gravitates toward roles where her physical distinctiveness is part of the character. Beth Harmon, Furiosa, Emma, Margot in The Menu. Every single character she plays has this quality of being simultaneously present and somewhere else entirely. When you grow up not fitting in, you have two choices about your body and your appearance. You can try to minimize what makes you different, blend in, disappear. Or you can decide, consciously or not, that the thing that makes you strange is actually the thing that makes you powerful. Anya made the second choice, and she made it hard. There's a concept in psychology called post-traumatic growth, which is distinct from just surviving trauma. Post-traumatic growth is when the difficult experience actually restructures your personality in ways that give you capabilities you wouldn't have had otherwise. greater empathy, higher tolerance for ambiguity, a comfort with complexity and darkness that people with easier childhoods often lack. I think Anya is a textbook example of this. The isolation didn't just wound her, it built her. Now let's get into some behavior that is genuinely Watch Anya Taylor-Joy in interviews, not what she says, how she sits. She tends to make herself physically smaller than her body actually is. She folds inward, she tilts her head. She hedges her statements even when discussing her own work. For someone who commands a screen with total authority, she is remarkably deflective in person. She deflects compliments, she questions whether she deserves things. She will give you a 10-minute answer about a character's inner psychology and then say something like, "I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this." This is not false modesty. I think this is genuine. The girl who was told, implicitly and explicitly, that she didn't belong, that girl doesn't automatically disappear when you win a Golden Globe. She hangs around. She whispers things. High-achieving people with difficult childhoods often develop what psychologists call impostor syndrome on steroids. The external success and the internal narrative are running on completely different tracks, and they never quite sync up. When she was filming The Queen's Gambit, she reportedly went extremely deep into Beth Harmon's psychology. She talked about Beth in first person during press. She described the experience of filming as one of the most emotionally consuming of her career. For The Menu, where she plays a woman trapped in an increasingly surreal and dangerous dinner, she apparently stayed very in character between takes. This kind of immersive approach is common among actors who have strong empathic sensitivity and high openness to experience. People who are high in openness to experience find it almost irresistible to fully inhabit imaginative spaces. For them, there's no clean line between the role and the self. The risk, of course, is that permeable boundaries cut both ways. You can access depths that other actors can't. You can also take damage that other actors don't. Anya has been relatively open about the fact that some roles stay with her longer than she'd like. That's not a bug in her process. That's the price of admission. Let's talk about her relationships, because this is where things get really interesting. Anya has been with her now husband, musician Malcolm McRae, since around 2021. They got engaged quickly, married in 2022. By Hollywood timelines, this is extremely fast. By normal human timelines, also pretty fast. Anya has spoken about Malcolm in interviews with a kind of relief that is almost palpable. Not just love, relief. Like she found something she wasn't sure she'd find. She's talked about feeling safe with him. That word safe comes up more than once. For someone whose early social experiences were defined by rejection, finding a person who feels safe is not a small thing. It's a structural thing. It rewires how you move through the world. When you've spent years in the cold, you don't stand outside the warm house running pros and cons. You go in. She has maintained a relatively private relationship in a very public career. She shares very little of Malcolm on social media. This is classic boundary setting from someone who knows what it feels like to be exposed and not have it go well. She gives you the art. She gives you the interviews. She gives you the fashion and the face and the characters. She does not give you the marriage. That part is hers. And I think that's genuinely psychologically healthy. Now I want to address something that I think gets underreported, and that is her emotional intelligence. This woman is not just a talented actress. She is an extraordinarily perceptive reader of human psychology, and she knows it. She doesn't say Beth was a chess prodigy. She says things like Beth uses chess to create a world she can control because every other world has let her down. That's not an actor describing a character. That's a psychologist doing a case study. Anya has, through necessity, become deeply skilled at reading rooms, reading people, anticipating rejection, and adapting her presentation accordingly. These are survival skills developed in childhood that, in adult life, make you excellent at understanding human motivation, which is basically the entire job description of an actor. The irony is gorgeous. The skills the bullies forced her to develop are exactly the skills that made her a star. On the Big Five, I'd place Anya high on openness to experience and high on conscientiousness based on her reported work ethic and preparation intensity. moderate to high on neuroticism, which is clinical speak for emotional sensitivity and depth, and on the lower end of extroversion, with high agreeableness. This combination, creative, hardworking, emotionally sensitive, introverted but warm, shows up consistently in people who are both high-achieving and privately struggling. The world sees the output. They feel the cost. She also shows what I'd describe as a secure attachment style in her current relationship, which suggests that despite everything, she had at least one stable figure growing up who gave her a template for what safety feels like. You don't gravitate toward safety in adulthood unless somewhere in your history you knew what it felt like. You can only miss what you've touched. So what's the through line? What's the psychological portrait of Anya Taylor-Joy? She is a person who was made to feel alien early enough in life that she internalized it, and then turned that alienness into an asset. She built a rich interior life in the years when the exterior world wouldn't have her. She developed an almost preternatural ability to inhabit other psychologies as a direct result of needing to understand why people rejected her. She found a partner who makes her feel like she belongs somewhere, possibly for the first time, and she holds on to that private life with both hands because she knows, in her bones, what it costs to be exposed. She doesn't just play outsiders, she was one. And unlike a lot of actors who perform depth, Anya Taylor-Joy actually has it because she paid for it. That's the portrait. And if you ask me, it's one of the more interesting ones in Hollywood right now. If you want more of these, subscribe, because I have a degree, I have opinions, and I have absolutely nothing to lose. Next week, we might do someone even more unhinged. I haven't decided yet. Stay tuned.